Product photography with mirrors. Creative product photography ideas using mirrors can add a unique and visually captivating element to your shots. Mirrors can be used to create reflections, symmetry, and interesting visual effects that enhance the overall composition. Here are some ideas to get you started. Reflections. Utilize mirrors to capture intriguing reflections of your product. Experiment with different angles and positions to create dynamic compositions. You can reflect the front, back, or side view of the product, or even create multiple reflections for an abstract and artistic effect. Infinite reflections. Set up a series of mirrors at various angles to create an infinite reflection effect. This works particularly well with smaller products like jewelry or cosmetics. The repeating reflections can add depth and create an illusion of endless space. Split compositions. Use a mirror to divide the frame into two parts, with one side showing the actual product and the other side showing its reflection. This technique can create an interesting juxtaposition and give a sense of duality or contrast. Diagonal reflections. Position a mirror diagonally to create an angled reflection of the product. This adds a dynamic element to the composition and can make the shot more visually intriguing. Symmetry. Place the product in the center of the frame and position two mirrors on each side to create a symmetrical composition. This technique can give a sense of balance and harmony to your product photos. Reflection with background elements. Incorporate interesting background elements, such as textured surfaces or other props, and capture their reflections in the mirror along with the product. This adds depth and visual interest to the shot. Floating or levitating effect. By strategically placing a mirror underneath the product, you can create an illusion of the product floating or levitating. This works especially well for small or lightweight items. Kaleidoscope effect. Arrange several mirrors in a circular pattern around the product, creating a kaleidoscope-like effect. This technique can result in visually stunning and abstract compositions. Reflections with bokeh. Experiment with creating bokeh, out of focus, reflections by placing lights or other objects at varying distances behind the product. The combination of the product, its reflection, and the bokeh can create a dreamy and enchanting atmosphere. Refracted reflections. Explore using a curved or textured mirror surface to distort the reflection of the product. This technique adds a unique and artistic touch to your product photography. Reflections on different surfaces. Experiment with placing mirrors on various surfaces like glass, metal, or water to capture reflections with different textures and characteristics. Each surface will add a unique element to the composition. Geometric shapes. Incorporate mirrors with different geometric shapes, such as circles, triangles, or hexagons, to create visually interesting patterns and compositions. Play with the interplay between the product and the mirror shapes to add a modern and abstract feel. Mirror tunnels. Position multiple mirrors in a row, gradually decreasing in size, to create a tunnel-like effect. Place the product at the end of the tunnel to give a sense of depth and dimension to the shot. Layered reflections. Experiment with using multiple mirrors at different angles to create layered reflections of the product. This technique adds complexity and depth to the composition, making it visually intriguing. Reflections with motion. Introduce motion into the shot by capturing the reflection of a moving object or by moving the product itself. This can create dynamic and visually striking images. Hidden or obscured reflections. Play with partially covering the mirror or introducing other objects in front of it to create intriguing and mysterious reflections. This technique can add an element of surprise or intrigue to your product photography. Reflections in unexpected places. Instead of using traditional mirrors, consider using unconventional reflective surfaces like polished metal or mirrored glass objects to capture reflections. This adds a unique and unexpected twist to your compositions. Reflections with colored gels. Place colored gels or filters in front of the mirror or light source to add a splash of vibrant colors to the reflections. This technique can create a bold and eye-catching effect in your product photos. Reflections with typography. Incorporate mirrors with typography or written messages behind or in front of the product. This adds a creative and storytelling element to your compositions, highlighting the brand or message associated with the product. Reflections in nature. Take your product photography outdoors and use natural elements like water, ice, or foliage as reflective surfaces to capture unique reflections. This can create a harmonious connection between the product and its natural surroundings. Mirror bokeh. Create bokeh patterns on the mirror surface itself by placing small cutouts or stickers on the mirror. When capturing the reflection of the product, the bokeh patterns will add a whimsical and playful touch to the composition. Reflections with selective focus. Play with selective focus techniques by keeping the product sharp while intentionally blurring the reflection in the mirror. This draws attention to the product while adding a sense of depth and intrigue. Mirror reflections in unexpected places. Explore using mirrors in unconventional or unexpected locations to capture reflections. For example, you can place a small mirror inside a glass or transparent container, creating a unique perspective and a floating reflection of the product. Reflections with shattered mirrors. If you're looking for a more abstract and edgy approach, break a mirror and carefully arrange the shattered pieces around the product. Capture the reflections in the fragmented mirror pieces for a fragmented and distorted effect. Reflections with colored liquids. Add a splash of color and creativity by placing colored liquids in front of or around the mirror. The reflections of the product will be beautifully tinted, creating an artistic and vibrant visual impact. Reflections with multiple mirrors. Experiment with using multiple mirrors arranged in various angles and positions to capture a complex interplay of reflections. This can result in intricate and visually captivating compositions. Reflections with levitation. Combine the use of mirrors with levitation techniques to create an illusion of the product floating above its reflection. This adds an element of magic and intrigue to your product photography. Reflections with abstract elements. Introduce abstract elements like paint splatters, textures, or patterns on the mirror surface. The reflection of the product will interact with these elements, creating an artsy and unconventional composition. Reflections with silhouettes. Place the product in front of a mirror and capture its reflection while keeping the actual product as a silhouette. This technique adds a sense of mystery and drama to the shot. Reflections in unconventional shapes. Experiment with using mirrors in non-traditional shapes, such as broken mirrors or irregularly shaped mirrors. This can result in unique and distorted reflections that add a touch of surrealism to your product photography. Remember to adapt these ideas to suit your product and desired aesthetic. The key is to think creatively and experiment with different techniques to capture captivating and visually engaging product photography using mirrors.